Hello and welcome back to Inversion Addicts. So seeing as we've all missed opening weekend at Blackpool Pleasure Beach and the park celebrating its 125th year in operation, I feel like it'd only be right to continue our History and Future series and take a look at Steeplechase over at the Pleasure Beach. So let's get into it. Steeplechase opened to the public in 1977 and is a steel racing coaster created by Aerodynamics. The ride's themed towards a horse race, where riders experience the life of a real-life jockey. You'll board your single-car trains, which hold a maximum of 2 riders, and traverse a wacky custom layout, which includes some sketchy turns, some fun humps and jumps, and for me is a real classic at the Pleasure Beach. The ride stands as the only operating steeplechase roller coaster left in the world to date, and is located over near the big one in the South Park. It was officially opened by the Grand National winner Red Rum, whose hoof can still be seen near the ride's exit to this day. It marked one of the first installations of a long-standing relationship between Blackpool Pleasure Beach and Arrow Huss, who would of course later go on to become Aerodynamics and bring us such classics as the big one. As Steeplechase opened in 1977, plans were already being drawn up to install the next big coaster just a stone's throw away, which would become the Revolution. The Revolution ended up opening just 2 years later in 1978, but I think we'll save that for another episode. Now, although Steeplechase might not be making anybody's top 10 UK coaster list, I have some really fond memories in my younger days of racing friends and family around that multicoloured mess of track. But unfortunately, as of late, I can't help but feel that Steeplechase just isn't quite the ride it used to be. Now I am conscious that it's easy enough for us to sit here and tell Pleasure Beach to rip out Steeplechase and stick in a huge RMC, but realistically I just want to look over some viable options that the Pleasure Beach can take to either prolong the life of Steeplechase or find a suitable replacement. As I'm sure you'll all agree, it's not the most comfortable coaster to ride in the park anymore, so my first option to improve the ride is some new and improved trains. Now I do appreciate that Arrow are no longer in business, which may seem getting new trains for this coaster an impossible task. But with the advancements in technology since the ride opened, and some of the amazing updated trains we see from some manufacturers these days, I'm sure somebody somewhere can do something to help this poor ride. But as much as I'd like to see Blackpool Pleasure Beach bring this ride back to its former glory, I'd also really like to see a new addition hit the park. So join me as I fantasise about the next new coaster to fill this beautiful spot of land. So for my first suggestion, I'm going to look over at one of the newer additions to Six Flags Magic Mountain, West Coast Racers. West Coast Racers is a dueling steel roller coaster located at Six Flags Magic Mountain and was created by Premier Rides. It opened on the 9th of January 2020 and has had some fantastic reviews ever since. I think a ride like this would really suit that part of the park. It'd be suitable for thrill seekers and the general public, and I'm sure it'd be a hit with the UK enthusiasts. Another fantastic option for me would be a dual racing Intamin Hot Racer. The Intamin Hot Racer is a brand new coaster model introduced by Intamin last year, and I've got to say the promotional videos looked spectacular. It looks like a fantastic mix of an RMC single rail. For me, I absolutely adore the racing aspect of Steeplechase, and I'd love to keep this as a factor of the ride if it was to be replaced. The Intamin Hot Racers look fantastic for smaller spaces, and I'm sure we can all imagine something like these beautiful single rail coasters coasting in and out of the existing rides at the Pleasure Beach. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Where do you stand on Steeplechase? Is it still one of your go-to rides in the park? Or do you feel it's time that Steeplechase was retired to the stables once and for all? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. My name's Lee from Inversion Addicts, and until next time, take care.